Hello everyone. Today we're going to be looking at interpretations, first impressions, getting to know someone, and you know, what I find interesting is that there are some people which give off the impression that they're only good at one thing. They're like only one kind of person, and I really see this within the money system, within job markets. When people have jobs, because in your resume you only put that you're only supposed to be qualified for the job you're applying for, that the rest of your life experience doesn't matter to them. That's, I see, is kind of weird, because you know we're all of us have so many different parts of ourselves and have so many different things, and if we were such a person where we're only good at one thing, that's all we ever really do, that would be kind of weird, really. And so I'm not going to go into the money system per se. What I'm going to focus right now is just on the perception of people, because we also, amongst ourselves, tend to present ourselves as one dimensional. Why that is very interesting. That also would be another topic to look at as well. But right now, I want to give an example of how a person can be not what they appear to be, you could say. Those can be very different parts to a person. And so, using myself as an example, I could share things that I have done, hobbies or skills, things that I do either for fun or just I'm really good at it. And my goal of this is just to share the most extreme, the most different points, to show that what we think and what we believe about people, our stereotypes and ideas about them, are fake. They're not real. And we're only looking at an idea or belief that's limiting us from getting to know another person. So I could start off with that. I've been playing video games for over, let's say, 15 or 18 years, for a very long time. And also, I've been dancing tango for, I guess, it started like 5 years ago. But I mean, it's been on and off. But I would say I'm really good at it. I'm really graceful. And also how I move too, just walking around. I can move with a grace, with a very softness. I'm also really good, let's say, intellectually. So with mathematics, I'm really good with numbers and adding and shapes and drawing and geometry. And also, I'm very observant. I'm a very good listener. I can see points that other people I usually miss or they don't see, or at least I can be that way. It's like a decision I make. And besides that, I can also be very energetic and run around like crazy with playing a game outside, or just running with the dogs, or just having fun. I'm also really good at cooking and baking. I can bake cakes and foods from scratch. Cakes, pies, cookies, all sorts of things I've already made, and it comes easily to me. I can follow the instructions for new recipes easily and make something really good. Um, also enjoy drawing and making art. I don't do that too often, but I have 3 art pieces in my room that I have made. Um, Also with the piano, I like to freestyle and play around with the musics and make my own sounds and make my own, and sort of in the real time make something sort of in the moment in such a way where I can't expect or can't predict what I'm going to be doing. And so it's always like a really fun activity where I surprise myself with what comes out. I'm pretty much good at understanding, learning most things and pretty much anything. And whatever I don't know, I usually am able to learn it really easily, and with time and effort, I can learn it. So even like mechanical pieces for this little toy car, which runs on um, some sort of nitrogen, nitro fuel. Um, I understand how that works. I take good care of such things and understand the mechanics behind it. It's just basic studies. Whatever you study, you can learn it. I'm really good at petting dogs and cats. When I pet with them, I'm able to really see what they enjoy and really move according to what they want. And I'm really good at reading them, touching them. That petting kind of way, like scratches and stuff like that, or rubs. And I'm also, according to people I've given massages to, pretty good at giving massages, and just, yeah, and it's more like a natural thing that came. It's the same thing with petting. I would say petting the dogs. It's just awareness of the person's body. So when you're moving, you're able to be aware of that, and so you're able to move in a way that's needed or will be good for the other person. And I enjoy being alone, times periods being completely alone, and also other times being surrounded by lots of people, and sometimes just being surrounded by lots of people and just staying in the background, or being in the foreground and making. I also enjoy making a lot of jokes and make a lot of jokes with sarcasm or just funny points or intellectual things or word play or stuff like that. Things that people don't consider, and they have to stop and think for a moment, and they're surprised by that. I enjoy doing that too. And what else? Those are common points. I mean, there showed how I do something that's, from dancing tango to playing video games to being social to also like being alone as well. And let's see, being able to be alone, enjoying that, and cooking and doing math and academic stuff. And, you know, they're all different parts of me. And a person who dances tango isn't necessarily going to be good at math or music, but I mean, you can see too, perhaps, how everything I said, there's a connection between all of them, which is stuff that is kind of in part of me. That is like paying attention, learning, being receptive, being aware of understanding, able to observe, being able to communicate, and be able to be with myself. And just like some of these activities involve another person, an awareness of their body, which tango does involve that. Such as massaging as well, or petting the dogs, or awareness of your body simultaneously, which both of them require that as well. And so, it's just things that, and for me also, something that's like a secret, which I don't think most people know, is that when you're studying, that having awareness of yourself, your body actually helps you to input the information, because it's like you're literally storing the information within your body when you learn something new. So that's a trick, especially for those who memorize facts. That too is part of the memory storage, because all you're doing is creating a memory. And so when you study, you're doing something new, especially when it's like schoolwork stuff that's, let's say, not really has any purpose, and just have to learn the facts, the words. You're just creating a memory, and the memory is physical because everything within you is physically based, including your mind and brain. And so you're just trying to put a physical memory within you, which you can access later when you take the test or exam. So the same thing goes with everything else. You're just making a memory, and because the body is so amazing, you can actually learn in real time, like dancing or singing or whatever have you. Also really good at singing as well. More is a point of me singing a lot aloud when I'm driving the car and I have time. So yeah, those are all parts of me. And perhaps it's obvious, perhaps it's not. There's a connection between all the points. And at the same time, we have our own beliefs and misconceptions and characterizations and judgments of people, where we believe that a person is a certain way. For example, an introvert or an extrovert. That's a common judgment we have, that we think that those two are separate somehow. And that is a judgment I face many times where people come up to me and say, you're quiet or you're introverts, basically. Because that's a belief they have. They believe that. And I would say they even fear being that themselves. Because why else would they bring that point up? Unless there was some sort of reaction to that. Maybe just reacting to themselves, to be able to be quiet with themselves. That would be common sense, right? So, I mean, really, all is known, all is obvious. You just have to take the time to investigate, study it, and apply common sense. Alright, see you.